Hello, everyone, and welcome back. For those of you who are just tuning in, this is Soul Work, and I'm your host, Jeni Cousins. And we have just officially opened up the phone lines, so give us a call, Calgary, and that number is 403-539-6710. And on tonight's show, my guest is Paula Leigh, an incredible, brave woman for coming on the show. To share your story with us about domestic abuse. And domestic abuse, of course, is everywhere, but your story is very unique. And of course, we can't do it all in the, in the short time here.
Right.
So,
Yeah, I guess a little bit about what had happened to me was I had married an American and moved down there. What had happened a little bit more different than me was I ended up being locked up for 7 months during the marriage. So, and he had forged my death certificate, so everyone did think I was gone and didn't come looking for me. So that was quite interesting. But throughout that whole time, I went through a lot of different emotions, of course, and it was daily beatings. That's my teeth are loosened today because of it and stuff like that. But I started to think of my grandmother a lot. She had never gone through domestic violence, but she was such a powerful little Scottish lady. And I kept hearing her voice all the time. And in fact, the day that I did escape from the room, I had, for about 2 weeks, been loosening a back tooth to jam into the lock to make sure that the door didn't lock. And that day, when I got the tooth in the door and it didn't bounce open when he shut it, I knew that I was going to be escaping, and it was so funny because I just about thought, no, I can't do this. And then my granny's voice in the background, just like that little train that was going, yes, you can, yes, you can, yes, you can. So I did. I actually got out of the room, actually broke through a window, and as luck would have it, the next door neighbor, I got there, and she used to be the director of the women's shelter, so she had me in there within an hour. As I had said earlier, I worked a lot with the kids, and a lot of people were dropping off donations like clothing and purses and shoes for us ladies in the shelter. And so I used to take the kids shelter shopping, and we would go and we'd pick up something special for Mom, because I really wanted to teach them to start to respect their mom, because some of the kids were violent towards their mom, some kids were, so, it's all what they're seeing. So the one day we went shelter shopping, and I'll just tell a quick story. This little boy came up to me with this purse, and excuse me, and it's got all stamps from all over the world, and he knew I had traveled all over the world. So I thought, well, isn't that the greatest thing? So of course, I opened it, went through it, and I found this little piece of paper in there, and it was really weird. So I opened it up, and it's identical to my grandmother's writing. And my grandmother always wrote little poems. And basically what it says, be not the first to whom the new are tried, nor yet the last to lay the old aside. You have a mind of your own, so let it be known. Your brain won't turn over unless it's thrown. So now in your own little square, if you don't have a share, just let the future take care. Some plans you now make could be a mistake, but remember you can always rebake your own cake.
wow.
So that got me through again, but it's identical to my grandma. It's like she had sent me this.
Yes,
yeah,
they do.
Yeah, it was just, I thought, I had to tell you about this.
Yes.
It was just,
woo. Yeah, because there are signs everywhere, and I mean, especially when you escaped. I mean, to all of a sudden the neighbor.
I know, like she was like her face, because I was crawling over. I was covered in blood because I had broken through the window and cut up my arms pretty bad, and I had some nails pulled out, and I couldn't open the door because they didn't stop bleeding. So it was, so of course when I came crawling over to her, first of all, she thought I was dead because that's what the husband had said, and then coming over in all this blood, but she was just fabulous.
Yeah.
Got me to the shelter within half an hour.
Really, and look at the signs there.
Yeah, it was like all the signs, and life is full of signs, as you know. Yeah. So
It is.
so the book is more or less talking about the red flag signs you've got to watch out for.
Yes.
Not only with your abuser, but yourself.
Yes.
Your own red flags.
It is.
Yeah. Yeah.
It is.
Yeah.
And we do have a caller.
Oh, excellent.
And the caller is Alia. Oh my goodness. Alia, if I pronounced the name right. Is it Alia on the phone? Hello, Alia?
Yes, Alia.
Okay.
Hello.
It's an echo somewhere.
Oh, I talked to you. Let me put the TV off.
Oh yes, mute the TV.
I can just not mute. I can put it off because
Yes, you have to
now
mute
you
the
feel
TV.
okay.
Yeah, I
With
can
my
hear you a
voice
little
also.
better,
Okay.
but you got to talk a little louder.
Okay, Jeni, I talked to you last year and before that too, and you advised me everything went all right. Now suddenly my health is going down,
Yes.
and I had moved in a new residence when I talked to you.
Okay.
Then after your advice, things went okay. But last 3 or 4 months, my health is really, really going down.
Yeah.
So I don't know.
Okay. Yeah, I mean, like this year, okay, is a year of completion, and with you, whenever we go through a completion could be like relationship endings, job endings, situation endings, all kinds of things that represent endings and completion. And what also happens during that time is in completion is our body goes through different shifts. So what happens is especially whenever we're dealing with emotions, we're letting things go, then our body has a tendency to hold on to certain things a lot more tighter. So I just really feel with you, it's almost like your body is kind of detoxing things, which can make the immune system go down a little bit more. So during that time, it's really important to even up our vitamins a bit, minerals up a bit. Fluids, drinking a lot more fluids and things like that. I know you're going to be okay. It's just stuff that's detoxing from you, but your immune system does have to be up a lot more. It really does.
Oh.
Yeah.
Because I don't know, I have got lots of stress too. It seems my sister, also a couple of sisters, are really in a bad health too.
Yes, and it affects everybody, like completion.
Oh.
That's why completion, it affects everybody in so many different ways. So I'm not surprised at all. Your main concern should be yourself, because if we don't have ourselves together, it's hard to help others.
Yes.
So you're going to be around for a while, don't worry, but just really pay attention to your body whenever it says you're tired. Relax. If your body needs, more liquid, drink a lot more water, especially whenever we're detoxifying a lot of different things.
Yes.
So, and you're going to be okay, but just rest, like I know you're resting and stuff, but, we just really need to pay attention to that.
Yeah, because I have lots of changes going in my body and everything.
Yeah, exactly. But that's the completion. Things are completing itself to clear out the old, to bring in the new.
Mm-hmm.
Yes.
Okay, and I talked to you last year about I have a handicapped brother.
Yes.
He's in a home. So last year you told me he is nice, don't worry, everything will be fine. Which was correct, very correct.
Yeah.
But now this year, I don't know, his health is going down because all the caregivers have been changed and some of the clients passed away.
Yeah, but
so all the new ones, so I don't know what's going on.
I know, but again, it's a change, like completion. There's so many changes going on right now with so many different people, and even with your brother, even with everybody, there's changes going on with them in different ways. We just kind of get thrown into certain situations. We got to change and such like that. Like, he'll be okay. Just like a little bit of an adjustment for him. Within the next 6 weeks or so, he'll be a little bit more settled.
Okay.
Yeah, so just hang in there, and thanks for calling. We've already
Thank you very much. For last 3 years, you have been helping me a lot.
Oh,
thank you.
You're very welcome.
God bless you. Thank you.
Yes,
you.
and thank you for calling.
Okay.
Thank you for calling. Bye-bye.
Bye-bye.
Bye.
Aw,
Yes, very sweet.
very lovely
sweet.
lady. Yeah.
Yes, definitely. And we do have another lady on the phone.
Excellent.
And her name is Anne.
Oh,
Isn't that funny?
that's an A night.
And welcome to the show. You have a question for Paula and myself.
I do. Thank you very much for taking my call.
You're welcome.
My question for you is, over the last 7 years or so, I've had a lot of challenges in my life and a lot of loss, if you will. I've tried to kind of make some changes to try and head off in a new direction, and that doesn't seem to be panning out, and I'm kind of feeling stuck.
Yeah. Yeah, like I think with you, honestly, that you need to step out of the box, meaning that we can get, we know ourselves and we can kind of get stuck in that same pattern of we do things this way and so on and so on and so on and so on. And then when we're not starting to see certain results coming in, then we kind of go into that fear mode. And, because of the situation is realistically, we got to be realistically economic times as well. But for you, I just really feel you really need to go outside of the box and start doing things and that you've not normally do. Because if you do that, I see the number 2, things could, this is what, September, October, November. I just really feel for you in December, there's going to be like a whole big change for you. Really good, really good. And the new year coming in for you is going to be so much better for you.
Okay.
But just really focus outside. Do you know what I mean by that, though? Outside of the box?
Well, kind of. I thought I've been doing that, but I guess not.
I know, but we, we always make changes and stuff like that. Like if I worked in an office, for instance, as a receptionist, I'd be like, okay, maybe I'm going to go apply at something completely different, rather than being in an office. It's the same type of work you can be looking for and stuff like that. But sometimes in order for us to get ourselves known more, for ourselves to know each other more, is to really kind of do something completely different, like applying at like Golden Acres or applying at like Dairy Queen or something. Not that I'm telling you to do that, but just something completely different, because it's really, going to bring in a lot of different things for you in a lot of really good ways. In springtime next year for you, there's going to be so many different things about yourself that you're going to discover that you didn't know before about you.
Okay.
About yourself.
Good things are.
Oh no, it's always good. It's always good. So I learned different things about myself at different times, and I'm like, oh wow, you just kind of get drawn into certain things, or you can get a phone call or see something shifts and changes. I just had that yesterday, and I'm like, oh wow, so just different things happen that can really, ask Spirit, I'm open to receive. Please show me.
Okay.
Do that, and things will come to you. Believe me, they will.
Perfect.
Yes, and thank you for calling in, and I'm already getting the wrap-up call already.
Oh.
Okay.
Yes, and thank you for all the callers. And Paula, I especially want to thank you for coming in.
Well, thank you very much for the invitation.
Oh, of course I had to have you on.
Thank you.
There's so much, and just for the viewers to know, I'm actually doing a documentary on Paula about her whole full story. So that is currently in the works, and then I'll announce that when it's all ready, actually on Facebook and that, so you can see the full story. And I'm your host, Jeni Cousins. We'll be back live next Wednesday night on Shaw TV, Channel 10. Tune everyone into Shaw TV. Thanks, everyone. Good night and take care.